Good afternoon and welcome to our Oak Bend Medical Center Happy Hour podcast. My name is Donna and I am your host. I am very excited to introduce our guest today as we speak about the community involvement in the hospital. Heather Eckery is the Director of Development at Oak Bend Medical Center. Prior to coming to Oak Bend, she has helped raise nearly $4 million for hospitals through foundations, annual charity galas, golf sports classics, employee giving campaigns, and other corporate events. She is certified service excellence advisor, giving extra time to training and developing fellow staff members in customer service excellence. Welcome, Heather. We're glad to have you not only at Oak Bend, but here on our podcast.
Thank you, Donna.
Well, tell us a little bit about yourself and what role do you play in Oak Bend?
Let's see. How far do you want to go back? So, born and raised from Minnesota, met my husband in college, and we met in North Dakota. Moved to North Dakota. As you can hear, I have really long O's in the accents of almost everything I say. We transferred to Colorado in 2017, and then just recently moved to Houston, Texas, about 3 months ago. So not only brand new to Oak Bend, but brand new to the Houston humid area.
Well, welcome.
Thank
no
you.
Snow. How are you going to be? Well, I can't say that anymore. We did have snow.
Yes, and oddly enough, I was here for that too. So survived okay. The role I play with Oak Bend is the Director of Development. So that is working with the community, working with employees, working with Oak Bend and raising money for Oak Bend and its needs.
So development is so different to me, like in a hospital and trying to understand everything.
Mm-hmm.
And you've been doing a great job at educating us. But being a community hospital, how important is it to have community support?
I would say it's the biggest thing, because it's a lot of the times without a community support, the hospital or the organization doesn't survive. Not only do you need the financial backing, but even the social backing of it, or the engagement of the community to be involved with Oak Bend. Like I said, not just financially, but personally too, I guess.
So your job is much more than just bringing in money. It's uniting the community.
Bringing it together. I would say that that's a very good way to put that down.
Awesome. So I totally believe in acts of kindness.
Uh-huh.
But if a hospital's getting paid for services, why do they need the help from the community financially?
It's not only a buy-in from the community buys in, like I just said about personally, they buy in personally. And a lot of the times, if you invest in your local hospital, they're able to do bigger and better things, and also bring in doctors or bring in specialties and bring in specialists to help support the community that it serves. Yes, do hospitals make money? I sure hope so, right? I'm not an accountant and I'm not the CFO, but a lot of their bottom line go to taking care of patients, taking care of their employees. And there are things that are not covered by insurance or not covered by the hospital's overall budget. And that is where development comes in to help bridge those gaps.
So I do know, or I think I know, also with the community hospital, that means we take care of the community.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't say just because you don't have insurance, you're not going to be seen, or those kind of things. We take care of all urgent needs in the community, which I don't know that everybody does.
We are the last privately own nonprofit hospital.
Oh, that's right, because we don't get any county funding or anything like that. We're a standalone hospital.
Mm-hmm. So we are, and then we see people regardless of ability to pay.
Awesome. So I do understand that our board is extremely active and dedicated to the care of this hospital, as our staff and our medical staff that are strong supporters of the organization. Can you expand on what that means to have your board, your staff, your medical staff, all supportive of the organization, and what that means to the community?
I think it shows buy-in, right? It shows that employees believe in their employer and believe the good work they're doing and believe in their own work that they're doing to help the community and to help those patients who so direly need them. We are needed in the community. We are needed to support the community. And I think it's only fair to ask the community to reciprocate that support, right? We want to have that good partnership with the community and with Oak Bend, that we work together to build something better and better every year.
Right. I do agree. My mother years past had a stroke, and she was on the north side of Fort Bend County. And thank God Oak Bend was here, because had it not been here, her outcomes might not have been as well. So I do agree. Oak Bend is really needed in our community, and we are here for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So where do all these donations we receive go? And how are they necessary for the hospital? So what do we do with all this? Is there a plan?
So it depends on where the donor wants their money to go to. We have a couple different programs. We have our unrestricted. We have our branches program, which that program is for children that are seen in the ER that don't have the ability, or parents don't have the ability to pay. Our employees donate to that and are able to help write that off if there is a need for that within that child that is seen within our doors. Then this year, our initiative is a upgraded MRI and CT scan for this year, which is, if anybody's familiar with hospitals, it's major equipment that hospitals need.
So can I ask how much an MRI costs?
That is a great question. I can tell you what the two cost together.
There you go.
The MRI, CT scan run together about $2 million.
And those are very sophisticated machinery and need to I think our MRI is a little bit older and is about ready to be replaced.
What's great is both of those equipment, we've been able to use them for their lifespan, right? Where it's not like new technology came out and we decided, oh, time to go. We've stuck with it and have used it for its full lifespan, to the point of it's not a want anymore. It's more of a need to get those replaced.
And I think with the community's kindness and the foundations and everything else, we've been able to revamp our hospital and upgrade it and update it. So those that haven't been here, you can get with Heather. She'd love to give you a tour, I'm sure. It's quite amazing to see how we've grown and evolved. So as we look to the future, what do you want our audience to know about what we're looking for in the future? What does our future growth look like?
As far as development goes?
Yes.
Okay. There's a couple different things on the horizon. So I can tell you, even right now, we are in the midst of employee giving campaign, and that is employees giving back to the system, right? We are a nonprofit, and we ask employees to donate back to go towards the funds, as I stated previously. We are in the midst of that. Our next event is Patchwork, and it's a gala, and you can you're hybrid, so you can either come in person or you can come via virtually, and you can partake in that. And we're raising money for the MRI CT scan. Future wise, oh gosh, within the precedence times that we're in, I would have to say for everybody, it's to be determined.
I think everybody is saying that these days.
Right?
But, when you hear about donating, I need to donate, a lot of people think, I don't have that kind of money to donate. How can people get involved? How can the community get involved? Is there an amount too little, too big, I don't know. How do we get involved and help?
Oh gosh, I wish I could tell somebody their amount was too big to donate, right? But I would have to say the same thing with too little. There's nothing too little. Anything is showing that you're wanting to be involved. You care about Oak Bend and its existence here, and at any amount is acceptable. It's just showing you're involved and showing you care.
I always feel like this is our being the community's hospital. And I feel like we take ownership in it. I get to work with the doctors a lot, and the doctors always talk about, it's our hospital. We're going to invest in our hospital. And they do. And I think it's the same for the community. We need people to invest in us, in whatever that means. There are opportunities to volunteer. We have a great volunteer program that serve a great purpose for us. We have students that volunteer sometimes. And monetarily, I think Heather said it real well. There's nothing too small. When you give from the heart, you just give from the heart.
I would have to agree with that statement.
So Heather, we are excited to have you. Heather's going to fit in well with this community. We look for big things to happen with her leading us through this. Not everybody kind of understands philanthropy, and not everybody is really involved in it. But I will say, paying forward is a wonderful feeling if you ever start. It's almost like a contagious thing.
My mom always taught me when I was little, she always would say, give till it hurts, because then you're doing something. And at first I was like, I don't like to be hurt at all, so no. Right? But the older I got and the more you get into it, she's very right on that. It's, give till it hurts, because then you're going a little bit above what you originally imagined. And when you do that, great things can happen.
I agree. And Heather, is there anything else you want us to know?
Let's see here.
Besides how hot it is in Texas?
The weather is very different. You are very correct. And it's hotter now than it has been. So it's interesting, but it's a good interesting. The best thing I can leave you with, I found this quote not too long ago, actually, when I was looking for inspiration to inspire employees. It says, charity is just writing checks and not being engaged. Philanthropy is being engaged not only with your resources, but getting people and yourself really involved and doing things that haven't been done before. And that's by Eli Broad. And that quote kind of almost hits you in the face. It's organizations can have charities, yes, and it's just writing checks. But when you look at the community and Oak Bend, and you want them to really understand philanthropy and being involved. And that quote really kind of sticks it for that. I
agree. Heather, I know people may have some questions that they don't want to ask in a big platform, or maybe just want to throw some ideas. Are you open to meeting with people? And I know you're getting out in the community slowly, so everybody gets a chance to meet Heather, and people come by and meet you and say hello.
Yes, of course. I can leave with my email or my number, or we could post that as well.
We can go ahead and post that, and
Okay.
I bet you could even offer them a cup of coffee if they came to the hospital.
I bet I could.
Okay. Well, I'm going to ask, no matter where you donate, be a part of something and pay it forward. Buy someone's lunch that's not expecting it, or pay for their coffee. But if we all start practicing acts of kindness, we can change this world. I want to thank you for being with us today, and I want to thank our listeners. I want you to be the best part of you can be in all situations. Thank you, and join us next week.
Thank you for joining us today on Oak Bend Medical Center Happy Hour podcast. We hope you enjoyed today's broadcast and invite you to email us at oakbendhappyhourpodcast@obmc.org with any questions or topics that you would like for us to cover. Remember, you can find us here each Friday at 5. Until next week, be mindful and stay healthy.